once just an idea until breaking ground in November of 2016, and now here it is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between our visitors and the Los Angeles Chargers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. First down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
And live to fight another down, right?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And now here's a carry heading left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. They'll look to throw here. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Out of the gun, Herbert. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Chargers, nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Charger drive about to get going. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 37. A big play there for L.A.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Herbert. Dancing to his left. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Jalen Guyton with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point splits the uprights, and it will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They run the counter now on 1st down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good one interceptions, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He'll get this to Eckler. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 7-7, our score after 1.
7-7.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Here's Herbert. Being chased out left. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Herbert taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Point after try forthcoming. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now a handoff here to his running back.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Buying time to his left. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. A big connection on that one. 36 yards.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure is good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Charger drive about to get going. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A big gain that time for the Chargers.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass, and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Herbert throwing again, looking for the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone for the Chargers touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Back to throw now on 1st down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 48, and the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question, because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup?
He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Jalen Guyton with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the return will stop right around the 25.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw here, Herbert. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Javon Hargrave able to record his 5th sack of the season. Third and long, it's Herbert. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
The first update from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends. I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Buccaneers are going to have it here just past the 25. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw here. Steps away to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Andrews. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, Kid won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. The final shot before the break for Herbert. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off at the 46. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Javon Hargrave in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Herbert now. Under pressure, they got him again. Javon Hargrave, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. On is the Chargers punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last blitz coming, and down he goes. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll set up a throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 40. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 on Charger TD. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. He'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes
through the air. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down. Now back to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And now off to the races down the right side. Past the 20. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Extra point attempt to come here. PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 69 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I know a coach told me before that he always told his runners, run around the offense.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Off play action. Gleason. They'll roll him out right. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. And I think think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. The Chargers on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Flush to his right. He's going to lose 19 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
A field goal gets them closer, but they say no thanks. We want the lead. So that'll back them up 5. On is the Chargers punter now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. On the move to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Oh, wide open. Complete. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Play action. It's Herbert. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. That's into the hands of Eckler. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now. They'll run for it with Eckler. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. I got to tell you, I'm shocked. When I realized they were running the football at 4th in that distance, I thought that was a surefire throw.
I can hear it in your voice because I'm the exact same way. No one runs the football in this situation, right? You've got to throw it to have a chance unless you're them. Talk about supreme confidence bordering on arrogance, and they got it done, keeping the ball on the ground to pick up the 1st down.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 29. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Off the play fake. Gleason, he'll buy some time right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Now room for Eckler. And all the way up to the 33-yard line. 52 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Going on the ground with Eckler. Shreds the tackle. And some room to maneuver. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. A big play there for L.A. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful. And that strength was on display there. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Chargers, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3.